You see, your presence is a present in itself. You're a true reflection of a strong woman. Your passion for children, politics, social justice.
Hey, what's going on this evening with Bobbi Rae? How you feeling?
I am feeling amazing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm happy to have you here. You know what I'm saying? I think you're one of the most talented artists in the city.
Thank
you. Know what I'm saying?
you.
I got a chance to see you perform over the years, and it's finally happening. We got the interview.
Right, long overdue.
Yeah, definitely long overdue. I want to go back to the beginning real quick, you know what I'm saying, for fans that's watching.
Okay.
Can you tell me, like, when did you first get your musical start? Like, as far as when did you know this is what I want to do with my life?
I've always wanted to do music, but I would say maybe 16 in high school, my brother brought me to the studio for the first time, and I was just like, I had a taste of it. I told him this is what I want to do. So I started to write. I always did write a lot though. Like, I would consider myself a poet because before I actually started putting it to music, I just like to write. And I would say 16 is when would be the beginning.
All right, so you say your brother, he brought you to the studio. So just so people could know, give a little insight on that as far as, so your brother, was he doing something musically at the time too?
Yes, I have two older brothers that they both, now they've been to Full Sail. They do production, but back then they were just getting started with Fruity Loops. I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were into music. They would go to the studio and, my brothers would hear me sing around the house. He was like, you need to come to the studio, come try, come see. And he brought me and I fell in love.
That's what's up, man. I didn't know that story, so it's good to hear that. I want to ask you, so you got your musical start, you get into it. Like I said, I just saw you perform several times. And I feel like every time I see you perform, you just got a unique style as far as you able to play the guitar and, you know what I'm saying, you capture the crowd.
It did not start with the guitar at all.
I was gonna ask you, in your opinion, like, what, if you had to define your style, what would you call it?
I would call it contemporary soul.
Okay.
Just because I'm really into songwriting. I feel like a lot of contemporary music is like about lyrics. It's about, what the artist is really talking about. But I just naturally have a soulful, heavy soulful voice. So I just feel like that's kind of where, when people hear me, that's kind of where they push that sound, like, oh, you kind of contemporary, kind of soul. So
when you say that, you say people kind of like, say you got soul or whatever. Is there any comparisons you've heard that
Yes.
people that they want to compare you to? Who would that be?
I would say top 4: Tracy Chapman, N.D.R.E., Lauryn Hill, and Nina Simone.
All right, so what you saying that, and that's some heavy names. Definitely people that I'm fans of, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of you. But you saying that, now I want to ask you, well, who in your opinion are people that inspired you?
Definitely Lauryn Hill. I think probably just a little backstory. I was homeschooled to the 6th grade, and I didn't really get to have a lot of, my mom, just very, very religious background, didn't really get to listen to a lot of music, but she let me listen to Lauryn Hill. And I feel like Lauryn Hill, she was kind of like that unicorn of her time. And, I just felt like I vibed and I connected with, how she saw life, because really how Lauryn Hill, things, if you've seen her interviews and,
Right.
I feel like I embody a lot of Lauryn Hill's style. And
All right, so look, you just sparked the question in my head, right? So you say you was watching or listening to Lauryn Hill, and you say you had a religious background, stuff like that. Was you a fan of Sister Act 2?
Definitely. Definitely. Like, I knew all the songs. Yes.
Yeah, I remember watching that movie and I was just blown away by her talent, like, as far as, because like I was a fan of her music and then just seeing her being an actress.
Honestly, that was my first solo in church, was His Eyes on the Sparrow with Lauryn Hill's version.
Oh man, yeah. I would love to see you perform that. Like, by the way, like, I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? But real quick, would you get into acting one day if the opportunity presented itself?
Yes, I went to Jacqueline Fleming. I don't know if you've heard of her. Acting Studios.
Familiar,
yeah. I went to her class for a semester, so it was something I was interested in, but never really just fully went into acting. But I would definitely do acting.
That's what's up.
I feel like I could do it.
That's what's up. That's why I enjoy the most about interviewing people is I get to learn, you know what I'm saying, like what's really going on with them and how they feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm a fan of yours. Like I didn't got to watch you perform and, you know, and staying on that subject, like I said, you done a couple, I feel like, showcases and, you know what I'm saying, you was willing to get out there and just present yourself. Can you talk a little bit about why you felt like that was important to, like, you know what I'm saying, get on the stage, even if it was a room full of people that never heard you? Why you think, like, showcases are beneficial as far as with your career?
Well, you know, being from Slidell and coming into the New Orleans market, Slidell doesn't have any type of music scene. So coming out here, when I first, like in 2015, when the Bobbi Rae brand was really building, I felt like it was like important for me to just touch any stage. Nobody knew who I was, you know, so I was open to every open mic, every little jam session, just anything, you know, just to get to know people. And yeah,
that's what I was telling you off camera. We was talking about. I was like, "Yo, I done been in buildings and saw you perform. You didn't even know I was there, but I would see you like frequently hitting stages, and I think that's like special." So I want to ask you, as far as being a creative person, you say songwriting, creating the music, but then we just was talking about the performing. I want to ask you, what is more important to you, or what do you enjoy the most? I should say. Is the creating side or the performing side, like getting to like show people what you created?
I think the creative side is my, like when I'm writing, because I love wordplay. I love to think, how can I evoke emotion? You know, instead of saying something that would probably be more common. Just, you know, I just like words and just really think about how to evoke emotions. And then when I go on stage and see like, oh shit, like, they vibing with me on this.
People
Like,
definitely vibe with you when I see your
that's,
shows, definitely.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, you like I say, man, I don't want to sound like I'm just stroking your ego, but like I really enjoy your live show, like I really do. And moving on though, you was telling me that you did a 30-day Brazilian tour. You went to Brazil and toured and went down there. What was that like? What was that experience like?
Man, life-changing. I guess to be in a place where nobody speaks your language and they're literally vibing with you off the energy and the music, like as if you're Beyonce or something. They want to take pictures with you after. Like in New Orleans, nobody would. When I get off this stage, it's like, oh, all right, Bobby. Like, you know, you get what I'm saying. Like,
I'll take a picture with you, but I'd be nervous to ask you.
No, but you know, okay, so it was just like, it was more of like a fan, like fans, like people in line waiting to like get an autograph and pictures and stuff like that. It was just like,
that's what's up.
Yeah, it was like unconditional love.
Black Queen type.
Yeah.
Type love in Brazil, huh?
Yes.
You know, you just mentioned Black Queen and just feeling like a Black Queen. So, I mean, where did that inspiration come from? Like, who was the producer and things like that? Like, you know, just give us some insight into that.
Okay, we'll start with the producer. This is a guy from YouTube by the name of GQ. I just listened to a lot of his beats. And when I was writing this song, actually, I just had the beat on repeat while I was cooking, just listening to singing Black Queen, you know. But ultimately, Black Queen came about just thinking about how beautiful Black women are. I love Black women, all shades, all sizes. We're dope.
Hey, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I love Black women, so I don't have no problem with co-signing that, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of Black women, I want to talk a little bit about just our Black women getting in shape and, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a big deal to me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, New Orleans one of them cities where we eat good.
Yes.
And some people, you know, we getting out of shape and stuff like that. But I saw you take it real serious about, you know, getting in shape and your fitness and your health and all that. Where did that come from? What inspired you to start getting on that level?
Well, honestly, fitness helped me mentally. Like, I used to deal with a lot of anxiety dealing with music, and especially, again, first coming into the music scene, not necessarily, you know, you could probably maybe agree that New Orleans is, you know, y'all are New Orleans. So when other people come, it's kind of like, who are you? And so I kind of just dealt with a lot of like, not necessarily rejection, but not knowing where I fit in the music scene out here or whatever. And I would just deal with a lot of anxiety, like, you know, with performances and trying to connect with people. And I've always been into fitness, but once I took it really serious, changed my diet, I started noticing I was having clearer thoughts, and music was it was easier for me to write music, easier for me to talk to people. And so fitness is it started off as a mental health, I guess to help what you possibly call depression.
I get you. Yeah, definitely. That's something that I feel like is important. Like I said, we was talking about black queens. It's something important for the black kings. It's something important for the black community, period, that we all, start doing positive steps towards how we eat, how we think, how we feel, all that good stuff. So with that being said, to be honest, I'm just talking right now at this point. I did not know that you was from Slidell until this to this interview. All this time I've been watching you perform and all that stuff, I thought you was from the city. I didn't even know. Like I said, I'm always learning things about people. You know what I'm saying? But so in your mind, is there a big separation, a gap or whatever between Slidell and New Orleans in your mind, as far as what I mean is you trying to get yourself out there as an artist. Mm-hmm. So you feel like coming to the city was gonna help. Mm-hmm. But then a lot of people in the city, in New Orleans, feel like we don't have the outlets to really get us out. So, you know what I'm saying? What do you feel can improve for artists?
I mean, I feel like I originally coming to the city just to get myself out there. I just felt like I didn't have a name, period. Bobbi Rae was non-existent, you know what I mean? Right. I'm just trying to, I just picked up this guitar. Hey, I want to see how I sound on stage, singing and playing, stuff like that. So originally coming out here was just to get myself out here. But I do feel like New Orleans is, sometimes it's cliquish, and it's who you know, and certain shows that, getting on different shows and stuff is it's who you know.
I can agree with that. But at the same time, I think your approach and how you went, with all the showcases and just being out there, that's how I was able, you know what I'm saying, to see who you were and catch your vibe. And I knew certain people that you was associated with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So,
but New Orleans does show love. I don't want to sound like I'm just being negative. It's not a negative thing that I'm saying. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. So I would ask you this, just so we get some clarification or whatever, fans watching this stuff right now. What's your musical? Are you signed to someone right now? Are you any management deals? Are you just completely independent? What's your status?
I am totally independent, but I do collab with just a lot of more so with content creating. I collab with different companies, but I am basically my own manager.
That's what's up. Up. Now, in the future, do you feel like you're gonna need a team behind you, or a manager or whatever?
Definitely. Well, I don't necessarily would say, I wouldn't necessarily say a manager, partner, but I definitely will need help along the way, because I don't see myself as just being here in Louisiana, worldwide, international. And of course, as the brand grows, you're gonna need more people on your team,
All right, I agree with you. I definitely see you being one of them artists that could take it with you, I feel like your vibe is definitely something that's worldwide, that you're able to just, connect with so many people. In your mind, do you feel like, there's brands out there that went before you that you kind of looking at, maybe like a Tank and the Bangers or something like that? I feel like that's kind of your vibe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just seeing them make it on, to the Grammy point. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, that's some inspiration for you? Oh,
I love Tank and the Bangers. They are definitely a huge inspiration to me. I've done performances with Tank before, and I faithfully watched them. They are definitely a group, a brand that I look up to.
Yeah, I feel like you one of them people that, honestly, watching you perform, like I say, over time, you one of those vibes that I feel like Louisiana, we just have a certain just prominence with music and just musical talent, and I feel like you just fit into that fold, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, is there ever any times when you performing or like when you went like to Brazil and stuff like that, do you feel like you putting on for the state, you know what I'm saying, and just who we are as people and our culture?
I believe so. I mean, now being in the New Orleans scene since 2015, I definitely feel like I carry around a part of this culture. Even when I was in Brazil, you know, a lot of people could say like, you know, some of them have been to New Orleans. They're like, oh, I feel that vibe. Like, you know, you're very cultural happy. You know, New Orleans is a very warm place as far as anybody that comes here. You could be whoever you want to be. And New Orleans gonna accept it in the way of like individuality. So. Yeah, I feel like I carry around, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think you do also. So, with that being said, I feel like, you know, you just one of those artists that just give a great vibe for the state, for the local region and things like that. I want to ask you, you know, so to get back on the subject of like, you know, being in shape and doing your thing, and you know what I'm saying, people see you all the time or everything, and you're on the gram. There's certain pictures you take, right? Certain ways you decide to promote yourself and your music, right? And some people will say it's sexy. It's a sexy undertone that you go with. I want to ask you, like, is that strategic? Is that something that you want to give across? Like, is the sexy India.Arie or like,
well, I definitely want to promote femininity and just like, you know, women being all women. Like, you know, like I love being a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I want to. One day it may be just a happy picture, but the next day I might be feeling like, you know, I'm Beyonce. I don't know, you know. So I just like all forms of being a woman.
So this a random question, right? But I for whatever reason I want to ask. I hope you don't smack me or nothing. But
okay.
If Playboy approached you to do a photo shoot, would you do it? Like, you know, put the guitar in front of your body.
Depending on the vibe, I might.
See, I kind of felt that answer coming, and like I said, I didn't want to be disrespectful, not like that, because I'm a Southern gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on the vibe.
I'm definitely a Southern gentleman. But no. So you got the new singles that you working on, like you say, Black Queen.
Yes.
Summer Love. It was.
It's summer. I mean, the song says Summer Love, but the song is called Summer.
Just called Summer. So what inspired that song? And you said that the video was coming soon, correct?
Yes, I'll be working with I Got Flow Productions on that.
Shout out I Got
Flow. But you said what was the story?
Yeah, what inspired that song?
Being I recorded that song in Dallas, Texas, Media Tech, and it was just a beautiful summer day, man. Everybody was in the studio, happy vibes. I had come up with the hook, just summer, summer love, summer. And some people would say or listen to it and say it's like describe like talking to a person, which it does sound like I'm talking to a person. But honestly, it's just the whole summer vibe of like it sounds in the person form, but it could be.
Yeah, when I heard the song, I thought you was talking to your old man.
I mean, it could be portrayed that way, but honestly, to me,
so you ain't gonna shout him out?
Ain't no old man.
All right. That was for the fellas. We was checking in to see, you know, that was for the fellas. Just to know, you know, what your status was. That was awesome. That was my slick way. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was approaching you at the bar, that's how I would have came with it. But no,
hey, Mario.
I appreciate the interview. Let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, just what they could look forward to for the rest of 2020 with you and catching up on Bobbi Rae.
New music, new content. Definitely follow the brand, The Real Bobbi Rae. Fitness page, Body by Bobbi. Lifestyle. So yeah, it's gonna be a lit 2020, and I look forward, meeting new fans, connecting with old fans, all that good stuff.
That's what's up. Should be on the stage near you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Definitely. I appreciate
Touch and
you sitting
agree.
down with us. It's love, Bobbi Rae.